What is game? Not what you think it is. Okay, I really don't think there's any single topic with more confusion surrounding it than game. Just look up any piece of media coverage, like go on Google right now, actually do this, like open your browser and type in game, PUA, like pickup artist, pickup success with women, and just look at the results. Okay, what are you going to see? You're going to see articles talking about manipulation. Like game is manipulation. It's learning how to manipulate these poor innocent girls into sucking your dick. Okay, you're going to see articles talking about that. You're going to see articles about learning hypnosis. It's going up and hypnotizing girls into sleeping with you. Magic, it's using magic tricks. I would just basically sum it up to dark wizardry. That would be the best definition. You ask anyone in the street, who might have heard about this in the news, and they're going to be like, oh my God, game is dark wizardry. Even if I throw up a seminar on my schedule now, you might have seen this too, people are going to be like, oh my God, it's literally like, oh my God, the dark wizardry is coming. Okay, hide your girls, hide your wives, hide your fucking daughters. Okay, that's the reaction of people who, might have heard this through maybe a friend who read an article, dark wizardry. And of course, they couldn't be more fucking wrong. Now, even people who actually looked into this a bit, people who are part of this whole success with women community, they don't even really fucking know what game is. Go on like online forums, you'll see posts like, game is learning techniques. It's like all these different techniques you'll learn. It's putting on a front, putting on a shtick. Okay, like I'll see guys out, that's what they think game is. It's like they're kind of like shy. They're like, oh, I can't really talk to girls. And then they go up and they just put on this front, like, oh, hey, what's up? How's it going? They think that's what it is, or, working on that shtick and perfecting it. And of course, they couldn't be more fucking wrong either. Okay, but let's not stop there. Let's take this even one step further, and let me ask you, what is attraction? What makes you attractive? Do you know? Is it your looks, your money, your personality, your pheromones? This actually happened. I was giving a seminar, and some guy came up to me. He's like, hey, here's a little flask of pheromones. You put this on your neck, and women are going to want to fuck you. People believe in that. It's like buy little pheromone bottles, and that'll get you fucking women. So it's very unclear. No one really knows. Some guys will go ask women, and that you'd think that would make sense. Like go up to a woman, just ask them, like, what do you like in a guy? Like, what is an attractive guy to you? And you're going to hear things like, well, I like a guy who's nice, confident, has a sense of humor, not too out of shape, good looking, good looking. I just like a guy who can be himself around me. That's like the most common. A guy who can just be himself. And being yourself to a guy who is not currently naturally attractive with women is the worst advice you could fucking give him. It's like if you're a fucking loser, being yourself means being a loser. It's not going to help you either. Okay, so there's a lot of confusion. No one really fucking knows. Most people are unclear about what constitutes game and attraction. Okay, or even worse, they believe in the wrong fucking things. Okay, and this is largely due to something called social conditioning. Okay, did you ever ask yourself, where did all your current beliefs about, dating, sex, relationships, pickup, like, where do all your current beliefs actually come from? Did you ever actually sit down and ask yourself, like, where did that really come from? Like, how did that little idea pop in there? And it comes from this, social conditioning, and this is something that has been influencing you since the day you were fucking born. So I want to start off by clearing this all up for you, okay? Because if you don't know what you're trying to learn and achieve here, you're just fucked from the start, okay? So let me introduce this idea of social conditioning, okay? Basically, as human beings, we're fast learners, okay? Incredibly fast learners, and we're constantly learning from everyone and everything that's around us. The people that are around us, our friends, our family, random people we see in the street, on the television, in the news, social media, things like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, magazines, books, television, movies. Okay, we have all this information just blasted at us from all angles, and this is ultimately what we're conditioned by. Okay, and what happens is we have so much information, too much, to be honest, especially nowadays with the internet, that to sort through it all, okay, because we don't have time to verify everything in the world. You just can't verify the source of all this information. Like, how do I know this is valid? How do I know this is true? You don't have time. So to sort through it, we basically have an unconscious verification system with 3 filters. The first one is how certain someone is of their ideas. Okay, if someone comes up to you and say you're a person who's never heard someone clap before, and they tell you, if you clap, you will make a sound, the first thing, okay, you're going to be looking for is this person certain in what he's saying, yes or no? Okay, that's the first filter. The second one is how in alignment his behavior is with his ideas. Okay, if you sense like, again, he's like a little tense, you know, there's a little bit of uncertainty communicated to in the behavior, a little bit of misalignment, you're probably going to doubt the information. Okay, so that's the second filter. And the third one is the number of people that buy into his idea as well. Okay, so if someone comes up to you and they're very certain, they're like, you know what, if you clap, you will make a sound. Now, like, if you clap, you'll make a sound? His behavior and what he's saying is just very aligned. And then you see a fuck ton of people who are also like agreeing with him, like, yep, if you clap, you'll make a sound. Those are your 3 filters. You will just, you know, believe that information. You'll be like, you know what? It must be true. Okay, and this here is our biggest blessing, but also our biggest curse. Okay, on one hand, it's awesome, you know, because we learn a lot more. You know, we don't have to spend all this time verifying the source of everything, you know, learning everything firsthand. You know, imagine if we had to do that. But there is a downside, okay, and that is that we get used to looking at the surface of things and not the depth. You know, we just take a lot of ideas for granted just because someone told us, like, oh, this is what's up. You're like, oh, cool. We get addicted to looking at other people, you know, to do the thinking for us. You know, it's just like, oh, you figured that out? Awesome. You know, I'm just not going to do much myself. I'm just going to take in all these ideas through this verification system. And the biggest downside is that if an idea that's false, you know, no matter how fucking stupid and wrong it is, if it somehow manages to get through that system, okay, somehow all 3 filters, you know, it's like all the criteria are met, you will believe it. Even if your common sense is like, dude, this is a fucking retarded idea, you're going to be like, no, no, no. It passed through the system. I believe it. Okay? Now, a lot of information that you get, and, you know, that goes through that system is good, but when it comes to, you know, success with women, you know, the majority is fucking wrong. And this is where a lot of the confusion, you know, when it comes to game and attraction comes from. So let's clear this all up. Okay, what is attraction? Attraction is value. Okay, remember that. Attraction equals value. And what is value? Okay, from an evolutionary standpoint, value is anything that increases your chances of survival and reproduction. Okay, anything that will help you survive, anything that will help you, you know, have kids and help your kids survive, that is what constitutes value. Okay, beyond that, I would say anything that feels good. Okay, like positive emotions. You know, oftentimes our emotions are going to align you know, with things that have value to us. You know, if you're doing something that helps you, you know, survive and reproduce, you're going to feel good. Okay, if you're having sex, you know, you feel good. You know, if you're doing some sort of like physical activity, you're going to feel good. Even if there's like nice weather outside, you're going to feel good. You know, it's not a dangerous environment. It has value to you. Okay, now, as a little side note as well, you can also feel good towards things that are harmful and irrational. You know, things like procrastination, you know, it's not helping you move forward, but you're going to feel good. You're like, yeah, I'm procrastinating. Overeating, you know, eating food that is going to kill you long term, taking drugs, drinking, okay, like all that isn't really increasing your chances of survival and reproduction, but, okay, that's because, you know, back in caveman times, if you will, that long-term thinking wasn't really like hardwired in our mind. You know, you could die any fucking day. So things that value is any type of food. McDonald's, who gives a shit? It's going to help you survive. So just keep that in mind. Referencing caveman times as well, you know, like back in caveman times, realize that attraction has always been the same. Okay, it's not something new. It's not something that was invented this year. You know, what attracted a cave woman, you know, back in the day is still what attracts a woman today. Okay, and guess what? A lot of the superficial things, you know, that a lot of people believe, you know, is what causes attraction. You know, things like money, things like being model looking, you know, being a pretty boy, things like, you know, your possessions, your clothes, okay? All that shit didn't matter back in caveman times, and guess what? It still doesn't matter today, okay? What mattered back then? Things like confidence, decisiveness, resourcefulness, you know, fearlessness, dominance, the stuff that's subcommunicated in the way you talk, in the way you act. Okay, not the superficial stuff, the deeper layer of communication, and that's what women are focused on. Okay, that says a lot more about who you are than words ever could. You know, this is a mistake guys make where they just go up and they spew their resume. You know, you may even understand this. Okay, women like guys who are decisive and resourceful, so I'm gonna tell her that I'm that person. And they start, you know, this is me and this is what I've accomplished, etc., etc. And women are not looking at all that superficial bullshit. They're looking at the way you act, you know, the energy or vibe that you put off. You know, the same as if you're sitting next to someone who's stressed, you know, they don't have to tell you they're stressed. You can just feel it off them. If someone's mad, you can feel that, you know, vibe or energy. If you're a guy who's confident, you know, resourceful, decisive, you know, dominant, a girl can just feel that off you. You don't have to tell her. Okay, and this is what matters. Women are looking at the subcommunications. They're looking at your behavioral cues. Okay, and this is important. Why? Well, because women are not like you. Okay, as a guy, if you see a woman, you know, what determines if she's attractive or not, you know, for the most part, it's the visual cues. You're looking at her appearance. You know, you're looking for signs of youth, signs of fertility. That is what has value to you. Okay, but women are not fucking like you. Okay, they can't tell what type of person you are. Okay, they can't tell if you're attractive solely based on your appearance. Okay, they need to see the way you act and the way people react to you. To give you a deeper understanding of this, you know, some of the things that subcommunicate attractiveness to women, you know, some of the things that they're looking at would be your eye contact. You know, having like steady laser eye contact. You know, you can pretty much tell everything and anything just by looking at someone's eyes. You know, if someone's nervous, they'll be like, hey, you know, it'll be like kind of tense. If someone's just very at ease in the environment, you know, just very comfortable, confident, just like knows who he is at a core level, you know, knows what he's doing, he'll just be like, hey, you know, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Okay, your eye contact. Your vocal tonality, you know, we call it trying for rapport versus breaking rapport. Okay, trying for rapport is where your voice goes up at the end. Okay, and that is bad. A lot of guys will do this when they talk to a girl. It kind of communicates they're really down here and the girls are up here. They're like, hey, it's very supplicating. How's it going? Really? That there does not communicate attractiveness. Okay, your voice should, you know, go down the way you naturally talk to your friends, the way I'm talking to you right now. Hey, how's it going? Okay, she's looking at that. Your body language. Now, don't get too caught up in body language. As a little side note, some guys are like, well, what is good body language? Good body language is just anything where, you know, that communicates you're at ease in your environment. You know, you're just very, just comfortable. Okay, it's not a specific cross your arms type of thing. You know, and beyond that, I would just say your sense of individuality, your sense of humor, playfulness, that there, you know, those are things that subcommunicate attractiveness. And this is also the reason why, you know, say pickup lines don't work. Okay, straight up, pickup lines do not work. One guy can go up to a girl, you know, use his pickup line. Another guy can go up to a girl, use the same exact line, and she's not going to react the same way. Okay, and it's not the line itself. The line really doesn't fucking matter. It's, again, that vibe they put off. It's the different behavioral cues that they had. And building on this as well, okay, because men are more focused on the visual cues and women are more focused on the behavioral cues, realize that men and women experience attraction very differently. Okay, men, we experience attraction very fast. You know, it's like a light switch. You see the girl, you want to fuck her or you don't. You know, it's like your dick's hard or it's not. Okay, it happens in a matter of, you know, a second, a split second. Okay, we can tell very fast if we're attracted to the girl or not. Women, on the other hand, experience attraction a lot slower. You know, it's like a volume knob. Okay, she needs more time to tell what type of person you are. You know, to get a grasp of who you fucking are. She can't tell just right off the bat. Why? Because any fucking loser can pretend to be confident, to be attractive, to have value for the first few seconds. You know, if I take some guy, I'm like, dude, go in there, laser eye contact, you know, strong eye contact, breaking rapport tonality, go in strong, be confident, come on, man, boom, and I like pump him up, send him in. For the first few seconds, you know, if he manages his behavioral cues, he's going to be attractive. You know, the girl's going to be like, shit, okay, he's attractive. But, again, she wants to know if you're really that person deep down inside, okay? And that's why she needs more time. She wants to see if some bullshit's going to slip up. You know, it's like an interview. You know, if I interview someone to work for me, I'm not just going to interview him and like after 5 minutes, like if the guy comes in like, yeah, and he's like just perfect, I'm like, dude, you're hired. I'm actually going to probably do 3 to 4 different interviews over a longer period of time. Okay, why? Even if I know if I'm going to hire the guy at the beginning, to see if some bullshit slips up. Okay, because the more time you spend with someone, okay, the harder it is to, you know, to pretend to be the shit. Okay, like their real self is going to shine through, and if it's incongruent, you can tell. Okay, so that's kind of like how a woman experiences attraction. You go in and she's like, okay, this is my first impression. This is, you know, who he's presenting himself to be. Is he really this person, yes or no? Let's spend more time with him. Okay, let's test him a bit. Let's, you know, throw some little, you know, some bullshit his way, see how he reacts to that. Okay, let's put him in different environments. Okay, that is the way she views things, and she's looking at this on a minute-to-minute, second-to-second basis. Okay, and just understanding this too as a little side note, realize that attraction for a woman is not static. Okay, you could go in strong, and she's like, oh my God, this guy's awesome. He's, you know, he has value. Then you could act in a very, you know, supplicating, needy type of way. She's like, oh, he's not attractive anymore. But then you may snap out of it, and then you're confident again. She's like, oh, he's attractive again. You know, it's like there was a movie, I think it was called Shallow Hal with Jack Black, where it's like the girl's slim and she's fat. She's slim, she's fat. That's pretty much how a woman experiences attraction. Okay, and she's just looking at the overall picture. Is this guy the shit? Yes or no? She's like a volume knob, you're like a light switch. And this is what game is. You know, it's finding ways to make yourself more attractive, finding ways to develop those inner traits that communicate value. You know, it's not pretending to be some guy of value, you know, or trying to manipulate people's impression of you. It's becoming an attractive guy at the core. Okay, that there is game. Now, of course, you know, there's also a technical side to it all, but if you're not a naturally attractive guy, that technical side is not going to help you, and most likely it'll do you more harm, you know, in terms of your results with women. Okay, it's like if you, you know, you have a tree, you have the roots, and then you have the tree. Okay, the roots is becoming naturally attractive. Okay, the tree is the technical side, if you will. If you don't have the roots, your tree is going to fucking fall over, and that's what most people try to do. You know, they think game is like learning these little tricks, when in reality, focus on the fucking roots. Get a solid foundation. Okay, techniques will help you if you're not attractive. That's like if you take a girl you're not attracted to, and she's like, you know what? Chanel lipstick. Do you like me now? Okay, it's the same thing here. Okay, you have to force yourself to evolve. You know, you have to force yourself to make a shift and to change who you are on a deep identity level. Game is really about having a clear vision of who you want to become, and then backwards engineering all the steps you're going to have to take to get there. You know, if you take that naturally attractive you, the you want to be, okay, you have to ask yourself, what are all the experiences that guy had to go through that made him who he is? What are all the events that led up to him becoming that person? You know, you're going to have to break it down, understand it, and then you're going to have to go through those same experiences. You're going to have to walk that path. Okay, so if you take the you who's attractive, you know, he probably has a lot of references, you know, a lot of experiences talking to women. Okay, he's used to being around gorgeous women. He has a lot of experience with women. If that's not you right now, you're going to have to go out and talk to a lot of women. You're going to have to get those experiences to make yourself more attractive and become that guy. Okay, that's learning game. He probably has good social skills. Okay, he talked to a lot of people. He knows what makes sense in different situations. If that's not you, okay, you don't have that many references socializing, you're going to have to go out and start socializing. Okay, he's probably very at ease with who he is. He probably has, you know, a positive outlook on the world, you know, has positive assumptions. If that's not you, you know, a lot of people have negative assumptions. You're going to have to go out and get the references necessary to tip the balance. So instead of having negative assumptions, you start having positive assumptions. Okay? But that's game. You know, it's just like connecting the dots. You know, it's like if I do this, does it move me more towards being attractive or not? Okay, it's like what's the chain reaction? okay? And then you just start getting all the experiences. It's going to take time. It's a slow step-by-step process, but that is game. It's a practice, okay? It's a way of acting, a way of being. It's you going out and doing certain things over and over again, day by day, okay? That'll slowly start moving you to becoming the person you want to become, okay? Change won't just happen like that in the moment, okay? It's a build-up that happens with time. And this really is the opposite of how most guys think and behave when it comes to success with women. You know, most guys think that they're going to quickly learn this, you know, just quickly get it out of the way, go out there, get their dream girl like that, you know, like rise to the occasion and keep her. You know, and if you think that, you are dead fucking wrong, okay? To get your dream girl, you know, to get that specific girl of your dreams, okay, and remember this, you need to become good with women in general, okay? Because even if, let's just say you magically rise to the occasion and get her, you're not going to be able to keep her, okay? She's going to realize after a while, like, you have made no change. You're not a guy of value, okay? That's going to come out. And most likely you're going to repel her. Why? Because you know, okay, that you don't have much experience talking to women, and if she fucking leaves or if this ends, you're going to have a lot of trouble getting another one, okay? And you're going to act desperate, you're going to act needy, and you're going to fuck it up. Another one is that most guys wait for luck. You know, they think that getting their dream girl is like winning the lottery. You know, it's like, I'm just going to be lucky, like my lucky day will happen. And that's even worse than thinking you're going to magically rise to the occasion, you know, like one shot, one kill, okay? Waiting for luck is futile, okay? It may never happen, and even if it does, it's not going to work out for the same reasons I just described before, okay? This isn't about waiting to be put on. This is about taking control, you know, taking charge of your own life, who you are, okay? And you're going to have a lot more luck working on yourself as a fucking person than waiting for something to happen, okay? Don't wait for opportunities, create them. I'd say overall, there's just a huge misguided belief, you know, when it comes to success with women or even success in life, you know, where a lot of people think that to make it to the top, you know, building on this whole like waiting for luck thing, you have to be lucky. You know, you have to be put on, you have to be lucky, and it just happens like that. Just like you have your big break, okay? And that is so wrong, okay? It's a wrong belief that's just fed to you by the media, by Hollywood movies, you know, where it's like, to be successful, it's all about, you know, connections. It's about cheating the system, you know, it's about just someone helping you out. It's like you're shit, and then bang, if you're lucky, you'll be at the top, okay? And that's just fucking bullshit, okay? Success is slow, hard work, okay? Growth doesn't just happen. It's rare that someone just gets to the top, you know, by fucking accident, okay? To kind of break this view of reality for you, I mean, a story I love sharing is a buddy of mine went on a date with Carly Rae Jepsen, okay? And this is the girl who sings Call Me Maybe. You know, if you go on YouTube, you can watch her video right now. And when you see it, you know, it just seems like it's the most commercial song and video in the world. You know, it's like you take this girl, you're like, just some random bitch, throw her up there and fucking sing Call Me Maybe. I mean, that's the impression you get. Now, it turns out this girl is actually smart as shit, and she reads a fuck ton of books, okay? Something you wouldn't expect. You're like, what? She reads a lot of books? You can also go on Google and Google, like, sober actors, you know, and you'll find out a lot of actors are extremely on top of their shit, okay? It's not like they were just lucky and magically made it. They put in the work. They understood success. They studied success, okay? Time and hard work, okay? If you want a new definition for luck, luck is when opportunity meets preparation, okay? That's an awesome saying. That should be the new way you view it. Don't believe the hype, okay? Don't get sucked into that illusion. Every time you meet someone who's successful, you know, or someone who's made it to the top, ask them, you know, what they had to do and go through to get there, and you will be fucking surprised, okay? What you're trying to accomplish here has nothing to do with luck. This is about taking charge of who you are, taking charge of your fucking life, and making a shift.